If you believe, but nothing changes, what exactly do you believe? If you find value in what we explore here, kindly like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us reach more people seeking truth. And remember, you're part of this family. Christmas marks the moment Christianity claims that God entered the world, not symbolically, not spiritually only, but physically, publicly, in time and space. And yet, at this very moment, many quietly stay away. Not because they reject Christ, but because of small things. And that raises a far more serious question. If what we call belief can be interrupted by simple things, how will we recognize deception when it comes quietly? When Jesus speaks of belief in Gospel of John chapter 3, he is not referring to a single mental decision. The Greek word translated believe is used in an ongoing form. It describes a continuous posture, not a momentary act. It is not belief about Christ, it is belief into him, movement, direction, entrusting oneself. This kind of belief is relational. It involves reliance, alignment, and loyalty, not because belief is redefined as obedience, but because trust that does not reorder life is not recognized as real trust. In John's own words, believing is contrasted not with doubt, but with refusal. Belief, as Jesus uses the word, is trust that moves the will. In John chapter 3, verse 16, Jesus uses a word that is often misunderstood. The word translated as believe. In the Greek text, it is not a momentary act, it is not a single decision, and it is not merely mental agreement. The word is a present, ongoing term. It describes a continuous posture. It speaks of entrusting oneself, of orienting one's life towards someone. And importantly, it is not belief about Christ. It is belief into him. Movement, direction, alignment. This kind of belief is not defined by words spoken once, but by a life being ordered around the one trusted. This is why belief, as Jesus speaks of it, cannot be separated from obedience. Not because obedience replaces belief, but because belief that does not order obedience is not recognized as real. John makes this clear elsewhere. He contrasts believing in the Son with refusing to obey him, not believing versus doubting, but believing versus refusal. The distinction is not intellectual, it is relational. And this is where Christmas becomes revealing, because Christmas does not ask whether we agree with a doctrine, it asks whether our trust allegiance still governs our lives. What keeps people from gathering at Christmas? Travel, family meals, fatigue, weather, convenience. None of these are sinful. None of them are hostile. They are ordinary. And that is precisely why they expose us. Because deception does not begin with false teaching. It begins when obedience becomes negotiable, when trust no longer reorders time, when allegiance no longer disrupts routine. If belief, understood as ongoing trust into Christ, cannot withstand ordinary inconvenience, then it has already been weakened. The pandemic did not create this problem, but it trained us in it. For a season, gatherings stopped, online services became necessary, and slowly, without intention, absence became acceptable. What began as accommodation became habit, and habits redefine what belief feels like. Online worship can inform, it can encourage, but it removes resistance. No preparation, no ordered time, no embodied gathering, and discipline does not grow where there is no resistance. Belief, as Jesus intended it, is not passive. It presses against comfort. It reshapes priority. This is why sincerity is not enough. Sincerity can feel true while remaining unchanged. But belief, as Jesus uses the word, is trust that moves the will. Trust that rearranges life. Trust that expresses itself in obedience, not as proof, but as consequence. Deception rarely announces itself. It waits. First, gathering becomes optional. Then absence feels normal. Then correction feels unnecessary. Truth is not rejected. It is quietly displaced by comfort. Christmas does not test whether we mentally agree. It tests whether belief, understood as trust allegiance into Christ, still governs our lives. If that trust cannot survive small acts of obedience, how will it survive deception that feels reasonable? If small things already pull us away, deception does not need force. It only needs patience. If belief no longer orders obedience in ordinary moments, how will we recognize deception when it asks only for slight compromise? Before you go, like this video and subscribe to the channel. We love that you're here. You are family.